What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Gigi, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 18.
Kunta Strike.
Y'all, I am feeling horrible right now. My stomach is hurting me. It's on 10. I have a whole heating pad on me while I'm doing this video because I gotta continue with Vlogmas. Like, I can't be going absent. Baby, we're gonna do this for 25 days straight. Yes, I missed one day. I didn't see my face for one day, but it's okay. I'm here. So, yeah. How about this heating pad right? Got this. So, yeah, it's Vlogmas Day 18, and I'm going to be doing another story time because I didn't do anything, and it's not really much to do. So the fact that it is COVID, there is a whole virus, so I don't want to just be going to the mall over and over and over again. Like, I just want to vlog when something, does happen. So hopefully either this weekend or next week leading into Christmas that something happens. Y'all, Christmas is really next week. That's crazy. Like, this whole year is just like, I could have sworn it was just March. It's already December. Crazy, right? Crazy. But y'all, let's get into the video. So we're gonna talk about the time where I got used. I got used to have a lot of money. A lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, he's very clever. But I do know that I know he got his karma back, and that karma got him good. So we're gonna jump right into it. So this time I was in Daytona. Before I went to BCU, I had went to live with my sister for a couple of months. So within those months, I was saving up money for when I go off to college. So yeah. And that time I ended up getting a job at a warehouse. I'm not gonna lie, I love that job because the money was good. Like, the money was just hitting nice, like, and it had overtime, all that stuff. But the bad part is because I worked from 2 to 10:30. So basically I was there the whole day, and you really couldn't do nothing. Like, when I got home, it was like some close to like 11 something or 12 something, and then I would sleep until it's time for me to go work. But then I started getting used to it, so then I ended up getting up early and doing stuff, being kind of productive. So I met this boy. When I first started the job, I ended up working right next to him, and it was a whole like, one of the machines blew up, I guess, and it was like oil everywhere, and some of the oil got on me, and they told me to go rinse it off, whatever, blah blah. They made us go on break. So then when I got back, me and him, we went separate ways. They put me in one spot and they put him in one spot. The thing about this warehouse, there was not a lot of young people. It was a lot of older people, and not like, it wasn't really young people. It was like a handful of young people. And the old people, when I tell you they was old, like 40s, 50s, 60s old. And they were all so messy. Like, you would think it was the younger ones. No, they were so messy. The old people was messy. I'm like, yo, is this a job or high school? Like, it was messy. So me and him, we was kind of getting close here and there. Like, when I would work with him, he tried to like talk to me, but he kind of just, like, something about him, he just seemed like he was just HOE. So I'm like, but he wasn't ugly. He was cute. He was cute. But what he did to me just made him all ugly to me. I'm a very nice person, and if you need help, I'm gonna help you out if in any way possible. If I can't, then I can't. I'll probably get you the resources. So me and him was close here and there, but we wasn't that close. And then towards, I think it was like October, Yeah, because there was a whole hurricane. Me and him had got each other's number because he asked me for my number at the job, but I didn't. I was like, he was like, Angie, let's work together. Let's do some business. He was telling me all this whole bunch of stuff like, let's work together. I'm like, okay, cool. So I didn't like say anything. He was like, you from Miami, so you know a lot of people, whatever, blah blah. So I was like, okay, cool. But I never gave him my number. So when we left the job, there's like this a corner store that it's like legit everybody goes to it. So um when I went there, me and my sister we usually go there for I forgot what we go there for, but I was going over there to give this lady money for gas because she used to take me to work. So and that lady was being very ungrateful. Good thing she got fired. But I gave her the money for gas. And when I was leaving out, he was like, Angie, I was like, what? I was like, what? And he was like, let me get your number. I was like, no. And I was playing around with him. And then I gave it to him. And then he was texting me and he told me he was in Miami. He called me. It was on the phone for like an hour. I don't even know what we was talking about. We was talking about something. So then fast forward, me and him was talking here and there, here and there, here and there, whatever. So then, fast forward, it was this other Spanish girl. She was plus size as well. I would see he was like flirt with her or like, and he said that, oh, he liked her, which I didn't believe he did. I felt like he was just using me and her because she had a lot of money. And the stories that they would say about her, I was like, wow. So basically, he was really using us. So, he like she was smile hard. Like when she was talking to him, she would be like cheesing. So I didn't really pay attention to it. I was just like whatever. So I'm going about my days, going about my days, going about my days. So then me and him started talking and talking and talking more. And it would come to a thing where it was like he'll text me in the morning, text me at night, like everything. But then he just acts stupid, like very, very stupid. So around that time, there was this lady. She was a manager. I think she was a manager or supervisor, something like that. I never liked her, but her brother liked me. I never liked her at all. Like me and her had beef, and she knew I didn't like her, and I hope she knew I didn't like her. So I guess she started seeing me and him was getting too close. So she would make us not work in the same area. Not like if I was working in, say for instance, QB, if I was working in QB, she'll make sure she doesn't put him next to me. She'll put him in like QA or QD, like far, far away from each other. Because I guess she started noticing that me and him was getting too close. So I was like, okay. And the way she used to talk, she would think that I was a problem. I'm like, lady, I would be in my spot and he would come to my spot and talk to me. But when she get there, she just see him standing there and she'll automatically think like, oh, and she stopped bothering him. And I'm like, lady, you like him or something, you can have him. Like, it's not like I really wanted him. So fast forward, I started peeping she didn't want us around each other. But me and him would text each other and we were like, if I'm across, we'll be texting each other and he'll be looking at me the whole time, like watching me. So then he started telling me that he liked me, but I didn't really believe it because I was like, yeah, sure you do. So the whole time when the whole thing happened, he was like, oh yeah, let's do the business. So I was giving him money, but in my mind I wasn't thinking like, I should have been asking him because he wasn't telling me nothing. And then all of a sudden he told me that okay, so after that he would be texting me to give him a hug, whatever, blah blah blah. Like he'll call me to go by the bathroom and we'll talk, he'll give me a hug, blah blah blah. And yeah, so then after that, days go by. It's like I'm giving my money, and I'm realizing that I'm like, yo, I'm working, you working. I feel like I'm just giving you my money. And as time go by, I'm just like, I don't trust it. So then he told me that he had got kicked out of his mom's house. Not his mom, his sister's house. And he wasn't living with his sister or whatever anymore because she found something, she's an officer. So I was like, okay. And I felt bad. Knowing me, like I'm a kind hearted person. So if you need help, I'm gonna help you out and stuff. I'm not gonna be evil. And you kinda could see in his face that he was either going through something or doing something. Because he would come by to my house like after work. He'll come by and we would talk and he'll tell me a whole bunch of stuff. But if I don't know you, I'm not gonna know if you're telling me the truth or if you're lying. But certain things you could tell if it's a lie or if it's not true. So then I was like, okay. So I'm like giving him my money, y'all. When I tell you, imagine if, okay, so I get paid, like I'm hypothetically, I'm not saying the truth. So if I were to get paid like through 600, I'll give him 300 or 100. I don't remember. But I know I used to give him money, and it came to a point where my sister started noticing, because she was like, Angie, like, where's your money going? And I would tell her, and I was like low-key lying to my sister, but my sister's not slow. So she kind of caught on to it, because she's like, where's your money going? And like, I didn't want to tell her because I knew my sister would like figure it out and she'll figure out the whole situation. I kind of just wanted to figure it out on my own, which this whole thing was a lesson learned to me. And I really don't trust people, especially when it comes down to me trying to help you with something. Like, I'm very, like, I need to see proof. You homeless? Show me proof. Like, cause it's like you help somebody out of the kindness of your heart, and you helping them is making it, hard for you. Like, I could have been saving up more money, but it's a lesson learned. So I'm gonna continue. So I would see him all the time. So then me and him was getting really, really close at the job, and a whole bunch of things transpired. He told me he was homeless or whatever. And you kind of could tell, because the stuff that he was, like, before what he was wearing and what he started wearing after, I was just like, what are you going through? And I would feel bad because he had a car. He would say he'll sleep in his car or whatever. And you kind of can pick off certain things was off about him. But the thing is, I didn't know exactly what it was. Like, I had a feeling he did get kicked out. But then I had a feeling that he wasn't, like, he had somewhere to go. Which during, I don't remember what time it was. I think it was Thanksgiving. He was at his mom's house. Because he FaceTimed me and he was at his mom's house. And we was just talking or whatever. So, things going by. And then it came to a time where I texted him. And around this time, it was close to the time where I was about to leave, because I knew I was going to leave around January because of school. So it was this girl who started working there. Her name was Elle. She was my dog. She told me everything. She was gay or whatever, so she was close to him. They ended up being close. And the only reason why I'm telling her name's Elle, because that's her nickname. So yeah. So me and her got really, really close. And she told me, which I was shocked, because she told me this out of work. She didn't tell me at the job. She told me outside his work. And she told me, he told me he used fat for money. And I was like, huh? He was like, yeah, because, she was like, oh, he's saying like you guys are desperate to help somebody because you guys can't get nobody. I said, oh, that's how Buddy feel? Y'all, when I tell you, I was so upset. Y'all, I cried. I was so mad. I was like, yo, I'm helping you out, and you over here just using me. And when someone is using you and you ask them, are they using you, they're not going to tell you the truth. So when I approached him about it, I didn't approach him about it and say like, yo, you use me. I was like, yo, like what is your motive out of me giving you money? Because I could have sworn we were trying to do something, and then all of a sudden it turns to me basically just helping you out. Like, me and you both are working Like, where's your money going to? Which, you know, seeing that he had a car, I'm pretty sure he was making payments on that car. It wasn't fully his. Um, he didn't fully own it. I figured he probably was making payments on the car. And you know, payments plus insurance, that's a lot. So, but I'm not justifying him. So I was like, okay, at this point, it's like, why are you using my money? Like, you're basically using me for money. And I had asked him something, and I was like, okay, so when are you gonna give me my money back? Because at this point, you're using me for money. So then he like turned on me. He kind of like snapped, but then I don't think he realized who I was. So I snapped back and I said, oh, okay, cool. So I ignored him, and me ignoring him, y'all, when I tell you, this man went crazy at me ignoring him, which is crazy because I remember the first time I ignored him one time, I was like, let me ignore his text messages. And this man, I opened my phone, I unlocked my phone, I had more than 50 something messages. And it's like, yo, I know you see my message. Like, he's blowing up my phone. And like, before we go to work, we go in like this break room basically, and they tell us where we're gonna go, wherever. And I guess he was texting me. Mind you, I see the text messages, but I act like I didn't see him. So that when we went to our station, he came right up to me. He's like, yo, why you not answering your phone? I'm like, what you talking about? And I like unlocked I showed him. And it's a good thing that I didn't open. I did it on purpose too. I looked at my phone screen and he seen that I didn't read no messages because it was all on the screen. And he was like, oh. I was like, yeah. So, but this time I ignored him. Like, I ignored him at his job. He was looking at me. I was not paying him no mind. Like, I was so pissed off. And he got to get a text message. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you your money back. All this type of lies. So then I started realizing he started acting different once he found out that I was leaving. And there was like, I guess they made everybody sign the shirts or whatever. And it was like, oh, sign Angie's shirt. She leaving. He was like, and he wrote something dumb on this shirt. And so everybody like trying to figure out what does that mean. And he was saying like, you know, he said, oh, basically saying that, oh, after you leave, it's not like we're not gonna be cool anymore. Like, I'm gonna still talk to you. Still talk to me where. So I was like, okay. And when I told him, I finally like told him, like, yo, you using me for my money. And he tried to snap at me, but I snapped back at him. I'm like, yo, you're not gonna sit here and play victim because I see it right in front of my face. Like, you basically just used me for my money. Me thinking that you trying to do something, then after a while, me thinking you was homeless and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure you probably had somebody, which I did my search and I found out he did have somebody. So I just knew everything was all a lie. But once I left, I get a phone call. And I was in my dorms. I got 2 phone calls. I got a FaceTime call. He's like, yo, let me see your face. Like, I haven't seen you in a minute. I'm like, bruh, I just woke up. Like, he called me like I was dead. Like, he woke me up from my sleep. I'm like, yo, I'm asleep, kid. So then the second time he texted me, that's when I knew karma got to him. And that was good because at the end of the day, it's like, why use somebody? Like, no. So he texted me, he was like, how you doing? I was like, I'm doing good. He had asked me like what was going on. And I told him, I guess he was shocked with the fact that I was actually doing well and I wasn't doing bad like him. Because he texted me, he was like, oh yeah, they took my car because I don't have no money to pay for it, blah, blah. So I guess he thought that I was going to say, oh, yeah, I got you. I said, okay. I wish you... I said, okay. I wish you the best of luck. I pray you get your car back. I'm like, what you thought? And he was texting me, but I ignored it. I'm like, I'm not going to text you. And then it was a time where I didn't mean to call him. I accidentally called him. I think I butt dialed him or something. And then he texted me, what do you want? So I knew he was upset the fact that I did not help you. And I said, sir, I did not mean to call you. I blocked the number. I deleted it. I put it as it. Like, I was just like, it's crazy how people can just use you. I just simple stuff like that. And I realized that I can't be naive to this world. Like some people, yeah, you can help them out, but it'd be crazy because some people can literally trick you so well, and you thinking that you really helping them, and they really just using you. And I'm like, yo, buddy, really used me. Like he dead ass used me. But I'm like, this is all a lesson learned. I'm learning. I kept learning a lot about life, especially when it comes to men and people in general who will use you. And the fact that what he said is that I use fat for money. And I'm like, just because I'm plus size don't mean that I can't get nobody. Don't mean that I feel so low of myself that I can't find nobody. Like, because the same time when I was talking to him, I had a whole boyfriend. So I'm like, well, not when I was talking to him. Let me rephrase that, because I'm not sure. The time where I met him, when I first met him, when I first started working there, I had a boyfriend. But I ended up letting it off because it was no point. So, but and that was the time and the thing is, I didn't even fully like him. I just like grew fond of him, I guess, because I was just like kind of like on edge, like, is he really serious? Does he really do like me for real or not? But I'm not gonna lie, I did get tricked out of money, a lot of money, because I could have used that money for a lot of things. But I do learn that it's all a life lesson, and I'm pretty sure I gained all that money that I lost from him. I'm pretty sure I gained it all right back by the grace of God. And that was a whole life lesson. But I do realize that just because we're plus size don't mean we can't find nobody. Don't mean that we basically just feel so little of ourselves that we have to scoop low to help somebody out. Because at the end of the day, I was helping you out because I genuinely thought that I was really helping you out. But in reality, you was really just using me. And me being a nice person and me being a caring person, obviously, that don't mean a lot of things to people. But at the end of the day, I have amazing people in my life now that will either risk it all, that will help me out when I need help. So, and I wouldn't sit there and use them for their money. So it's crazy how this world can be, and it's crazy how people can be. But the thing is, I should have just brought it up to my sister, because after my sister was like, you could have told me, I could have told you that he was just using you. But I just wanted to learn for myself. Sometimes we have to see things through our eyes in order for us to believe it. Because I felt like if my sister would have told me, I would have been like, yeah, sure. But I had to see it for myself. And that lesson, it was a good lesson. I'm not gonna hold you guys to that. But it was a good lesson because I learned a lot from that mistake, that one mistake. And I was just like, dang, like a lot of money. A lot of money. I could have been, because we got paid weekly, so I could have got a lot of money saved up, but I was being so naive. And I was so naive into thinking that I was really helping this man out. In reality, he was just using me. But it's okay. It's all a lesson learned. I learn from my mistakes and I grow from my mistakes. But I do learn that I'm becoming a mature woman. And yeah. And right now the only thing I really do is drink water and mind my business. So I wish somebody would come and try to use me again. I would look at you like you crazy. But if you are someone who do need help, then yeah, I'm gonna help you out. But that whole using people, like, y'all, this world is too short. Like, karma is a bee. You taking all that money from me, I'm gonna get blessed with it 10 times more. You could have took $10,000 from me. I get blessed with $100,000. It's like, only thing you're doing is losing your blessing. What I'm doing is I'm gaining my blessing, because I'm basically helping you out of the kindness of my heart. Me thinking that I'm really helping you. In reality, you're using me. I'm still gonna get blessed. You losing your blessings, I'm gaining my blessings. Because at the end of the day, this is all a lesson learned. I'm gonna continue to help people. I'm gonna continue to bless people. But I have an open mind not to just believe things automatically. I gotta see things. And when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Because once he started acting a certain way, I started to notice the sign. I started to peep it. And I hope he reaped what he sowed. Cause I really hope he did lose that car. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that was my story time. I'm about to go because my stomach is hurting me and like, whew, yeah. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Kuntas